What is the percentage risk per trade that you should use in your trading so that you can decrease your risk and potentially increase your profits? We are going to talk about that coming up next. So of course, a lot of people have different definitions of what percentage risk per trade means, but to put it simply, the amount of money that you will lose if this trade doesn't work out. You need to write down what percentage risk per trade will I expose my account to before you even start trading. Write it down on your trading plan. Have that number in your mind every single time before you open that trade. Because a lot of traders, what they do is just, I'm feeling good today, so I'm going to risk 3%. When you trade based on your mood for the day, it's not going to turn out so well in the long run. Don't be what people call a moody trader, okay? So to put it in context, what risk per trade is like. Let's say today you start with a $10,000 account. And let's say today you decide, okay, every single time I trade, I'm going to risk 1% per trade. And in the event that this trade doesn't work out, your remaining account balance would become $9,900. Because when you risk 1% in a 10K account, what you're risking is $100. How do you determine that? You know the math. You went to high school, come on. 0.01 times $10,000. Then if you lose this amount again, you would get 9,801. And how do you calculate this? So when you take 9,900 times 0.99, you get 9,801. Come on, do you need a calculator for this? Okay, fine, let's do this. Okay, satisfied? Use a calculator only to double confirm your mental calculation. The point here is, if this trade doesn't work out, you realize that even with 2 straight losses, your account balance is still pretty healthy. It's still pretty easy to make it back to break even 10K. Even though you get 6 straight losses, which I feel sorry for you. 9414.80. Correct me if I'm wrong. Which is still an okay balance. You need a couple of percentage of ROI to make it back to break even. But on average, for most traders, they would have 3 to 4 losses in a row. So let's take 3 losses in a row, okay? The only thing that we change is the percentage risk per trade. If you risk 1% per trade, just like the example that I gave you just now, when you have 3 losses in a row, your drawdown would only be 3%, which is still pretty okay. If you risk 2% on the other hand, and you have 3 losses in a row, your drawdown would be 6%, which is okay, still good. Let's say if you go and risk 10% per trade. Don't ever do that, okay? I'm gonna kill you if you do that. When you have 3 losses in a row, your percentage drawdown is 30%. If you risk, let's say, a lot more, 30%, your percentage drawdown just after 3 losses is 90% of your account. You have a 10K account, you're left with 1K. Might as well don't trade anymore. So the ideal risk per trade, 1 to 3%. Then a lot of people ask, Karen, as a beginner, as an intermediate trader, as a pro trader, what percentage risk per trade should I use? Now that's going to depend on many different factors. And one of those factors is not your mood for the day, not your feelings for the day. Whether it's 1%, 2%, 3%, it's going to be determined by what is your risk appetite and how experienced of a trader that you are. So for the 1% group of people, this one is suitable for beginners. In fact, some beginners, they risk less than 1%. They go with 0.1%, 0.2%, 0.5%. Still okay. The key thing is find out what is your comfort zone. There's no hard and fast rule and be like, oh, beginner, you need to risk 1%. No. If 0.6% works for you, 0.712358% works for you, then go ahead and risk 0.238. Also for 1% are those with a low risk appetite. Okay, so if you suit these 2 criteria, then go ahead and risk 1% or less than that. Whatever works for you. So if you're somebody who is like, you don't know whether you're a risk taker, you don't know whether you are a conservative trader, just like you don't know whether you're an introvert or extrovert, you know that you're somewhere in between. Some days you just want to talk to people, some days you just want, don't talk to me. This is where you fall in the middle. If you know you have a moderate risk appetite. You already have a couple of years in trading. Couple of years, I mean 1 to 2 years in trading. You already blown a couple of accounts and you realize that, oh, risk management is so important. And you're at a level where you're an intermediate trader. You know you're not a full expert yet, but you know you're pretty good as compared to most beginners. You know a couple of things about the markets. Then 2% is for you. Then of course you already know that for those who want to risk 3%. Then you need to have a high risk appetite. And also when it comes to experience-wise, you need to be an experienced trader. You need to be an expert trader to handle higher risk. But what about those people who like to risk 4%, 5%, more than 3%? Now these people, there are either two groups of people. Number one, they have super high risk appetite, but then they are so experienced that they can really manage the risk. So it's like a professional sports car driver. Another group of people who risk more than 3% are those who are here in Forex just for a couple of days, couple of months, and they want to get rich quick, and hence they over leverage, overexpose, only to blow their accounts. These are people who like to gamble the markets and go into trading without even going through the practice, the hard work, the patience. So these are people who is going to get margin call all the time. They're going to get more calls from the broker than they get from their mom. You're going to talk to your broker more than you talk to your boyfriend or girlfriend. With that, I congratulate you, man. I already taught you not to risk 1,000,000% per trade. There's no excuse. Manage your risks. Do what the professionals do. Don't go and be a freaking amateur trader forever. You want to stick to that way? You want to stay in the same place? Then continue risking what you're risking. Continue over leveraging. Continue overexposing yourself to massive risk. Continue blowing accounts. If you have excess money you blow, fine. If you don't want that money, give it to me. I want to donate it to somewhere. Buy some dog food for my dog. So with that, let me know in the comment section down below, what risk per trade are you using right now and how did it help you in your trading? If you're telling me that you're risking 90% per trade, I'm gonna ban you from these channels. So with that, I'm Careful and I'll talk to you in the next episode. Bye.